Welcome to Dream Carriage, the place where each evening we slow down together, letting the long hours of the day soften into gentler shapes. I'm so glad you are here tonight. Your presence is a quiet choice to care for yourself, to step out of the weight of tasks and into a story that will carry you, slowly and safely, toward rest. If this is your first visit, I warmly invite you to subscribe, so you may return night after night, just as one finds comfort in returning to a familiar path at twilight. Here you can return to words designed not to stir, but to soothe, not to excite, but to quiet. Every story is a lantern waiting in the dusk, ready to guide you toward peace. Tonight's journey is called Autumn Leaves by the River. Imagine a town preparing to fold itself into evening, where the streets narrow and slope gently down toward the water's edge. A river winds through the town like a ribbon laid carefully by hand, a thread tying each street, each tree, each window together. And now, in autumn, the riverbanks are dressed in warm colors, golds that glow like candlelight, russets as deep as oak, browns as soft as bread from the oven. You arrive by a set of stone steps leading down from a quiet lane. Your hand rests lightly on the iron railing, its metal cool beneath your palm, guiding your way. The steps slope toward the water at a pace that feels respectful, never hurried, always mindful of ankles, always mindful of evenings. At the bottom, a path of crushed gravel waits. It carries the memory of many footsteps, though it keeps none of them exactly. This path prefers to hold impressions lightly, letting each step pass into history without clinging. On either side, trees lean in, maple and beech, their branches stretching together like companions, and a willow nearby, its long arms touching the water with a sorrow so gentle it feels more like tenderness. One by one, leaves loosen and fall. They do not resist, nor do they rush. Each leaf drifts downward in its own small arc, coming to rest on the path, or the river, or another branch, fulfilling the quiet promise they have carried since spring. Their descent is not dramatic, only natural, a soft acceptance of the season. The air here is brisk enough to make your cheeks mindful. Your breath rises as a pale cloud before blending back into the evening. The river accepts it without question, as it accepts all things, carrying each moment forward in its ribboning current. This is where our story begins, at the river's edge in autumn, where air, light, and water weave together to remind you that slowing down is not only possible, but welcomed. Before we walk along the river's path, let us pause together and prepare the body for calm. This is a gentle ritual, a way of allowing your breath to take on the same rhythm as the water beside you. Begin by noticing your breath as it is now. No need to change it yet. Just listen. Then, slowly, inhale through your nose. Cool autumn air fills your lungs, carrying with it the scent of dry leaves, a faint trace of wood smoke, and the crisp sharpness of evening. Hold this breath for a moment, as though you were holding a leaf just fallen, delicate and temporary. Then exhale gently through your mouth, longer than the inhale, and feel the tension slip away, like a leaf drifting downstream. Again, breathe in slowly, smooth, unhurried, drawing in the hush of twilight and the richness of the earth beneath your feet. Hold briefly not with effort, but with ease. And then breathe out even more slowly, releasing the weight of the day. With each exhale, imagine your worries scattering like leaves in the breeze, no longer clinging, simply carried away. Now bring your attention to the crown of your head. A wave of ease spreads downward, smoothing thoughts, loosening the small furrows in your brow. The calm drifts into your eyelids, which grow heavier with each breath, as if twilight itself were resting upon them. Around your eyes, the muscles soften, no longer alert, no longer busy. With your next exhale, your jaw unclenches. Your lips part slightly and your tongue rests with no effort. Your neck and shoulders loosen, sinking lower as if gravity has grown gentle and kind. Your arms feel heavier now, a welcome weight, and your hands soften, fingers curling lightly, ready to be still. Notice the rise and fall of your chest. It moves in its own rhythm, steady, natural, like the current of the river. Beneath it, your belly expands and releases, as though joining in the ebb and flow of water over stones. The calm flows further down, hips resting into their place, thighs softening, knees loosening, calves unwinding. Finally, your feet feel steady and grounded, as though planted firmly in the gravel of the riverside path, held securely by the earth. Round you, let the evening soundscape gather, the rustle of branches overhead, leaves whispering to one another before letting go, the faint hum of ducks settling in a quiet cove, the murmur of the river folding itself around stones and reeds. All of it forms a lullaby of nature, steady and kind. Here at the river in autumn, you no longer need to do. You only need to breathe, to rest, and to be carried gently forward. At the base of the stone steps, the riverside opens before you. The gravel path follows the water's curve, pale against the darker banks, as though guiding you gently forward. On either side, trees lean inward, their branches framing the way, like the slow arch of a cathedral roof. Maple leaves flame in gold, beech leaves glow russet, and the willow drapes its long strands into the current with an elegance so quiet it feels like reverence. Each step you take presses softly into the gravel. The path does not keep your footprints. It prefers the memory of many travelers, allowing each to leave a whisper rather than a mark. The air is crisp now, sharpening the colors, carrying the faint sweetness of apples left too long on nearby trees. Your breath joins it briefly, visible in a small cloud, before dissolving back into the evening. Across the water, houses line the opposite bank. Their windows are small squares of light, each one carrying its own quiet story. In one, a lamp is already lit, glowing amber against a curtain. In another, a shadow moves behind the glass, someone walking past, not needing to be seen. These glimpses are brief, yet they weave into the fabric of the evening, a reminder that life continues quietly everywhere, in patterns gentle and unhurried. The river itself holds steady. It does not rush. It winds through the town like a ribbon, stitched with patience, flowing over small stones, around larger ones, between reeds that once held dragonflies, and now hold only the memory of them. Leaves fall from the trees one by one, landing on the water, spinning briefly before the current accepts them. They drift downstream with no resistance, teaching you how to move without effort, how to let go with grace. As you walk, the air changes. The scent of the river mixes with wood smoke, drifting faintly from a chimney farther down the bank. The smoke does not intrude, it simply settles alongside the smell of water and leaves, becoming part of the evening's character. You pause at a bench set close to the path. Its wooden slats are still holding the last warmth of the day, and when you sit, it shares that warmth with your back. From here, you see more of the river. Ducks gather in a sheltered cove, bobbing gently, their movements barely disturbing the water. Beyond them, a fisherman sits on an upturned bucket, his gaze fixed on a float that remains still. He does not appear disappointed. In fact, he looks content, as though the waiting itself is the reward. The scene before you holds a balance. The golden light slipping into dusk, the stillness of the fisherman, the ducks at ease, the river endlessly weaving. All of it seems to agree on one truth, that there is no need to hurry, no need to press forward. The evening will arrive in its own time, and you are welcome to arrive with it. You rise from the bench and continue along the path, your steps quiet against the gravel. The air has grown cooler, brushing your cheeks with the gentlest reminder that autumn is a season of change. The river flows at your side, steady and unbothered, its surface carrying both reflection and motion, both the light of the sky and the weight of fallen leaves. You pause for a moment to pour a cup of tea from the thermos in your bag. The liquid steams into the cup, rising in delicate swirls, as though it were testing shapes for its own amusement. The scent drifts upward, apples softened by heat, cinnamon folded in warmth. You hold the cup close, the heat spreading into your palms first, then into your chest, then outward, filling you with the quiet assurance that you are cared for. Each sip is unhurried, each swallow grounding you more fully in the rhythm of evening. As you sit with the cup, a single leaf loosens from an overhanging branch. It drifts downward, twirling, graceful, without needing to try, before landing lightly on the river. The current accepts it, carrying it forward, turning it gently, showing it how to move without effort. You watch until it disappears around a bend, then return your gaze to the cup in your hands. The warmth lingers even after the tea is gone, as though the river itself has shared part of its calm with you. When you continue walking, the path guides you toward a wooden bridge. Its planks creak beneath your feet, not in complaint, but in companionship, as if to remind you of your own presence. You pause at the center of the bridge and look upstream. The water tightens there, the current faster, like a belt drawn snug against a coat to face the chill of evening. Then you turn downstream, where the river relaxes, widening, spreading itself with ease, creating space for reflections that shimmer in uncertain shapes, more like dreams than true copies. Leaning against the railing, you breathe deeply. The wood beneath your hands is cool, smoothed by years of travelers leaning here before you. Above, the sky is shifted into deeper shades, the last threads of amber woven with violet, with indigo, with the first small lights of stars. You let your eyes rest on the horizon, watching how the colors blend, how the river mirrors them imperfectly, beautifully. Here on the bridge, the world feels open. Both directions of the river are visible at once, past and future flowing together, the present carrying you gently between them. You stay a while, not needing to move, not needing to decide anything. The bridge, the river, the sky. All of them agree that this moment is enough. You rise from the bench and continue along the path, your steps quiet against the gravel. The air has grown cooler, brushing your cheeks with the gentlest reminder that autumn is a season of change. The river flows at your side, steady and unbothered, its surface carrying both reflection and motion, both the light of the sky and the weight of fallen leaves. You pause for a moment to pour a cup of tea from the thermos in your bag. The liquid steams into the cup, rising in delicate swirls, as though it were testing shapes for its own amusement. The scent drifts upward, apples softened by heat, cinnamon folded in warmth. You hold the cup close, the heat spreading into your palms first, then into your chest, then outward, filling you with the quiet assurance that you are cared for. Each sip is unhurried, each swallow grounding you more fully in the rhythm of evening. As you sit with the cup, a single leaf loosens from an overhanging branch. It drifts downward, twirling, graceful, without needing to try, before landing lightly on the river. The current accepts it, carrying it forward, turning it gently, showing it how to move without effort. You watch until it disappears around a bend, then return your gaze to the cup in your hands. The warmth lingers even after the tea is gone, as though the river itself has shared part of its calm with you. When you continue walking, the path guides you toward a wooden bridge. Its planks creak beneath your feet, not in complaint, but in companionship, as if to remind you of your own presence. You pause at the center of the bridge and look upstream. The water tightens there, the current faster, like a belt drawn snug against a coat to face the chill of evening. Then you turn downstream, where the river relaxes, widening, spreading itself with ease, creating space for reflections that shimmer in uncertain shapes, more like dreams than true copies. Leaning against the railing, you breathe deeply. The wood beneath your hands is cool, smoothed by years of travelers leaning here before you. Above, the sky is shifted into deeper shades, the last threads of amber woven with violet, with indigo, with the first small lights of stars. You let your eyes rest on the horizon, watching how the colors blend, how the river mirrors them imperfectly, beautifully. Here, on the bridge, the world feels open. Both directions of the river are visible at once, past and future, flowing together, the present carrying you gently between them. You stay a while, not needing to move, not needing to decide anything. The bridge, the river, the sky, all of them agree that this moment is enough. The path narrows as it rejoins the river, where the water curves gently around a pavilion made of 4 wooden posts and a slanted roof. The structure seems to wait patiently, offering shelter whether rain arrives or not. Inside, 2 benches and a table rest like quiet companions, their surfaces smooth from years of use. On the table, someone has left a book. Its cover is simple, worn, the kind of volume that has passed through many hands without ever losing its dignity. You sit, open it to the page marked by a faded bus ticket, and find a drawing of a leaf so detailed it seems to hold its own certainty. The text beside it explains how trees prepare for winter by pulling what is valuable inward, letting go of what is no longer needed. You nod at the wisdom, feeling the truth of it in your own body, in the way you are slowly releasing the weight of your day, pulling back only what matters. Warmth, calm, breath. You close the book, aligning it neatly with the table's edge, a small gesture of respect. Outside, twilight deepens. The river continues its ribboning without hesitation, winding forward, carrying leaves, reflections, and the soft weight of sound. Across the bank, a bicyclist glides past, their light flickering modestly on the path. A dog trots alongside, pausing to glance toward you before wagging, as if acknowledging your place in this evening world. You take out your thermos once more and pour another cup of tea. It has cooled now, the steam more gentle, but the taste still holds apples and cinnamon, softened by time. The warmth spreads in a quieter way, less insistent, more intimate, as though it belongs entirely to you. From somewhere across the water, the faint notes of a piano drift. The melody is known, but not perfect, played with care, but also with small mistakes. And the mistakes are as comforting as the notes themselves. You listen, realizing that the music, like the river, like the evening, does not ask to be flawless, only to be present. The piece ends without fanfare, dissolving into silence, as though it had simply decided it had said enough. You rise and walk on, the path now carrying you over a small bridge, with railings the color of old copper. Beneath, a narrow channel separates from the river, its cascade tumbling down a few stones before beginning again. The sound is simple. Drop, fall, splash, repeat. Yet it teaches your breath to follow, steady, even, unmeasured. Night has gathered fully now. Lamps bloom one by one along the path, each circle of light small, modest, but enough. You follow them, moving from glow to glow, each step more unhurried than the last. The town appears again across the water, its windows glowing like lanterns, each rectangle of light a story, each story a reassurance. The path leads you once more to a bench close by the water. You sit down, placing your bag beside you, and take out the thermos for the last time. The tea is cooler now, almost shy, but still carrying the gentle sweetness of apples and cinnamon. You sip slowly, feeling the flavor ease through you, as if the drink itself has taken off its coat to rest comfortably in the evening. The river continues its quiet weaving. Across the water, houses have become warm suggestions of houses. There, details softened by nightfall. Through one window, you glimpse someone lifting a pot lid, the steam rising like a story meant only for that room. Through another, a person sits at a table, both hands wrapped around a cup, staring not at anything in particular, but simply into the calm of their own evening. You smile, even though they do not see you, your smile becoming part of the river's story. Above, the first stars have taken their places, careful and unhurried, as if consulting a seating chart in the sky. The moon, after lingering behind the horizon, finally rises, spilling a soft glow across the water. Its light joins the lamps along the path, circles within circles, each one guiding you gently onward. When you finally stand, the leaves accompany you home. Some ride briefly on your shoes before letting go, slipping back to the path to share their own version of the evening. Your door opens with the mild creak of familiar hinges, welcoming you without demand. Inside, you set your bag down, rinse the thermos, discard the pears core, and let the book about trees remain in your thoughts rather than your hands. You open a window a finger's width, enough for the river to send you a message through the air. It tells of persistence without insistence, of journeys carried out one step, one current, one breath at a time. You slip beneath the covers, the bed tuned to autumn, its weight steady and reassuring. Your body, like a tree, gathers inward what is useful and lets the rest fall away. Your breath moves like the river under the leaves, measured without being measured, complete without effort. Thoughts loosen and drift as naturally as leaves in water. If dreams come, they will look like bridges, benches, and pavilions. They will sound like small cascades, turning pages of leaves, and the piano across the river playing not perfectly, but honestly. And before the river in your dreams meets the sea, you will already be sleeping, carried there by the gentle patience of autumn, by the river's eternal ribbon, by the safety of this night